Welcome to the Marketing Stack podcast. And on this episode, I'm going to be talking about how not expressing yourself is causing you millions. It's costing you definitely, building relationships, if not money. And there are a couple of causes, and these are things that I'm working through as well. But what I've noticed is a lot of people are not posting content online. They're, overthinking it. They sometimes say that they don't have anything to say. They think that by posting videos, people are going to laugh at them, or that they're going to get negative comments, or they just think that the internet is not the right place for them to market their business. And I want to say to you right now that I think that those beliefs are negative. I think those are false. I think there's definitely something to be said about posting online. If you look at people that you follow, creators that are online. I'll use an example like Will Smith, who last year, I believe, started a YouTube channel. And one of the reasons why he started it was because he knows that his audience is online. Not only his fans, but also new audiences are online. And he knows that, in order to promote a new movie or a music video, he doesn't really do music anymore, but, in order to create a buzz around movies that he's created, he is responsible for getting people to buy tickets to go watch the movie, or to open the Netflix app and actually choose his movie to watch. And so, he knows that he needs to control his audience, and Hollywood and all these sort of movie producers and movie companies are asking their audience, asking their actors, asking their A-list actors, all their actors, to build an audience of their own, whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on TikTok or wherever, to be able to gather an audience, because those are the big ticket players in the market, right? If you're a high-list actor and you're looking to land a role in the movie, one of the questions the producer is going to ask you is, well, what is your audience? Like, why should we even have you in the movie? Can you help us to promote and sell this movie? And while this may not necessarily apply to you, or you may think it may not apply to you, but building your own audience for your business, whether it be on YouTube or any platform, is important. And of course, I'm live on Facebook right now, and I'm starting off with with Facebook, because that's what I've chosen to do. And so let me take you a little bit back to where I started and how I actually started posting more and why I started posting more. So growing up, I was brought up in South Africa in a very sort of conservative family. My parents had always asked me to not express myself much, never to be too loud, never to shout, never to be expressive when I was angry. Always had to sort of toe the line, so to speak. And when it came to celebrating successes or just being sort of open about achievements, my dad always encouraged us to not be open about it, to not show off, to not say the things that we wanted to say. And over time, as I was growing up, I found myself very introverted as an extroverted person, right? Growing up, I used to play puzzles in the corner. I used to just sit with my toys and basically just sit in the corner. And people thought I was introverted. And meanwhile, there was this inside of me that just wanted to express, just wanted to go out and, do my things and say what I wanted to say. And so as I started finding my way and sort of breaking that norm for myself, I realized that, in business, when I started my career as an audit manager at KPMG, I realized that when we're working with people, we need to be able to express ourselves. We need to be able to tell our opinions. When a client asks you, well, what do you think about this? You got to be able to pipe up and say what you believe in out of confidence. And so, obviously, I got some training through KPMG and, a lot of coaching by the directors, etc., in order to improve myself there. But it wasn't quite enough. I wasn't ready to hear it. I wasn't willing to work on myself. And I knew that if I wanted to make it out in the world, if I wanted to break free of the salaried positions, the job roles, that I needed to, and I wanted to build a business of my own, I knew that I needed to work with people. I needed to be able to sell myself. And I got to a point where I realized that skills alone were not going to generate the income that I wanted to generate. Sure, skills can bring you a fairly good living if that's what you're happy with doing. But as an entrepreneur, as somebody who wants to make an impact in the world, you've got to be able to express and show and tell your opinions. You've got to be able to say the things that you want to say. And so I started myself on this journey. And after my first divorce, I realized that there was something that I needed to work on myself. I had obviously a few failed relationships in the past. And when I got divorced the first time, I had went through a few more failed relationships. And I started working myself with a therapist. And the first therapist I worked with taught me to meditate, taught me to sort of think deeply about myself. And then I found another person, a guide, his name was Dave, who started showing me and started talking to me about expression, started talking to me about how we're meant to shine in the world. We're meant to actually be open. We're meant to be visible. We're meant to be, we're meant to be able to express ourselves in a way that's kind, courageous, bold, without actually offending people. Like there is a way that you can do it. And then, of course, the internet came around. Facebook started up in 94, 95, I think it was. And 97 is when I actually joined, I think it was. And it became this online place where we could meet friends. And then there were other innovations that came up where, the online space is huge. It's a marketplace. There's just so many people and there's so much going on. And so then I had other fears of, well, apart from like what would people say, now the internet showed us that, people were a little bit more vocal. They were a little bit more expressive in a harmful way, right? The toxic relationships that could be formed, or people that are toxic and saying negative things. I often get comments about my eyebrows and how I look ugly, but you know what? I'm happy with the way I look. I think I'm pretty healthy in that regard, and I know that I'm not for everybody. Now, making those statements right now was a development process, because as I grew up and as I realized that the internet was going to be my marketplace, as I started learning to become a digital marketer, I realized and I knew that building an online presence or forming communities or being part of different groups of people was a necessary thing I needed to do. And even when I registered on Upwork as a freelancer 5 or 6 years ago, I realized that in order to speak to my clients, in order to get my clients, in order to make an income, I needed to get on the phone with them. I needed to get on video. I needed to do video calls, get on Zoom. But back in the day, we were using Skype a lot. And that was one of the main factors that I used to be able to close my clients. When somebody expressed an interest in something, that a skill, even if they were just looking for some $20 thing, help with something that only cost them $20, I would insist on getting a call with them to start a relationship with them, irrespective of whether they switch their camera on or not. I realized that was something that I needed to do for myself to build confidence, but also to get to know people and to make more friends. And so, I mentioned that I got therapy. I started going out to meet people. I started joining I joined a book club about 2 years ago as well. And I don't go to that anymore, obviously, because of the virus and things. But the book club also helped me to find new people, new friends, helped me, read better, among other things. And it helped me mainly to start talking to strangers. So, and that was in person. Most of my work is done online, but having relationships in person is also important. And so, I had this plan, and I'm executing on that plan right now by going live on Facebook, is to actually be more visible, and to get out more often, to meet people in the street, to join Facebook groups and actually comment on people's posts in Facebook groups. I also cleaned up my newsfeed, so I unfollowed all the groups and all the people that I just am not interested in terms of how they could take my business forward. I knew that they could not, and so I unsubscribed for them, unfollowed them on social. Same thing with my Instagram feed. Is I started following people who I really genuinely and am interested in, and unfollowed those who I'm not interested in. Unfollowed those accounts who just show you a life that looks unattainable, or just looks too superficial, or just looks like it's too easy to have. Started listening to videos by and many of you may not like him, but Grant Cardone and Gary Vaynerchuk and Impact Theory and these sort of channels, Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, all of these people who are openly expressive and taking clues and just noticing how they're able to do certain things. Now, a bunch of other beliefs come up there where, I couldn't, you might say to yourself, you couldn't possibly do or say what they say. Well, you don't have to be them, be you. You're unique. You're your own individual. You have your own experiences. You have your own skills. And so start talking about those things. Start posting, going online. I also took sales courses. I also started reading books. I started developing myself. I found another therapist 2 years ago. I still work with every week. And so, as I go through and build my confidence and build my self-esteem and start posting more online, I'm seeing people more regularly. I'm interacting with more clients. I'm relating my personal stories to my business. And so at that point, you might be asking yourself, well, how does all this relate to your business? Well, it relates a whole lot, because if you're expressing yourself to your fullest potential, or if you are living your life out, you're living your purpose out, and you're expressing that, and you're showing the world, and you're showing the people who are important to you, and you're showing your kids, and you're showing your staff, your employees, you're showing your colleagues, you're showing your peer groups that you can actually do the thing that you want to do, and you're expressing yourself, it's going to impact your business in one way or the other. People are going to see you online, and you don't need lots of views. You don't need a lot of followers or subscribers on any of these channels. The most important thing to remember is the view that counts on the other side is the client who's going to contact you, or the person who's going to contact you and say, hey, I liked what you said, like, let's get together, let's form a relationship. One of the examples I have was when I first got to Bangkok. I went through a bunch of failed relationships, and I didn't let those relationships perturb me or affect me in finding the person that I really wanted to find. And I continued posting myself online on various platforms, and started talking to people, and started expressing myself, and started being open and honest about what I was looking for. And lo and behold, a beautiful Thai woman, contacted me. We matched on one of the apps. We got together in person, and she's an amazing, lovely, supportive human being. And we just kind of became friends. And that was the whole initial thing, was if I didn't post, if she didn't post, if she didn't put her profile up, we would never have found each other. And so when we're trying to go out there, when we have the right intention and we have the right message, and we're open and honest and expressive, then you could get all your goals. You could reach all your goals that you want to in your life, whether it be through an online medium, or whether it be in person. But what I'm saying in this video is that online, posting yourself online, putting your business out online, posting content, blogging, doing videos on YouTube, doing posts on Facebook, doing live videos on Facebook, doing Instagram videos, doing Instagram posts, like doing all of these activities is important. And the reason is because, one, it's a form of creative expression. It's a place where you can actually say what you want to say. And yeah, people are sometimes going to be trolly, sometimes, but you can ignore those. You don't have to read all the comments. You don't have to react to every single situation that comes up, right? You're in control of your feed. You're in control of your videos. You're in control of your audience. And so if you have those points in mind, you can pretty much double or triple your business in a year, like I've done. And you can do it with very little effort. without really knowing what to post, you could come up with a topic like I did just now for this video within 5 minutes of you going live. Like, it's not impossible to do. And every single one of us has got a message, has got something that we want to say, has got something important that we want to contribute to the world. We want to help each other in various ways. Whether you're a business coach, whether you're a health coach, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a dentist, whatever it is that your profession is, right? You could even be a construction worker. The online space is here for you to express yourself, and it's free, right? All it costs you is a bit of time and maybe a little bit of equipment. But then to not even, I'm using some fancy computer and a fancy camera and a fancy microphone, but you could do all of this from your iPhone or from a phone, right? You don't need anything major or anything fancy. So that's my message for you today. If you like this video, like it. If you enjoyed this content, if you want to see more, follow the channel, follow the page, and comment below and let me know what's causing you to not post online. I'm curious to know what you're going through internally, externally, that's causing you to not actually post what you want to post. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video and listening to my story. Comment below, follow again, like the video if you liked it, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much. Take care and God bless. Bye.